Welcome to Rob's Review, The Bottom Line. I'm Fulton County Commissioner Rob Pitts. On today's show, the closing of the last commissary in the metro Atlanta area where retired members of the military and their families can shop at a deep discount. We're talking about Fort McPherson in East Point. This weekend, the commissary will shut its doors and thousands of military personnel will be forced to drive at least 2 hours to the nearest commissary or increase their monthly grocery bills by some 30 to 40%. So how did this happen? Why isn't there any place closer for retired military personnel to shop? And how do those impacted feel about this? Well, first a little background. As a result of the Federal Base Realignment and Closure Commission's recommendation back in 2005, Fort Mac, as it's known, was slated as one of the many bases around the country that would close. Fort Gillem in Forest Park was also on the list. And in 2011, both bases were closed. However, in 2009, before the bases were closed, the Department of Defense approved a new commissary to be built at Dobbins Air Force Base in Cobb County as a replacement for the Fort Gillem and Fort McPherson commissaries. However, the Dobbins commissary has been delayed for funding reasons. So, now with Fort Mac's commissary closing this weekend, military personnel will be forced to drive as far away as Augusta to shop for food at the military discount. When we come back, I will show you what happened when I went to Fort McPherson to meet with those who have worked hard to keep the commissary open. Stay with us. This is Fulton County Commissioner Rob Pitts, and welcome back to Rob's Review, The Bottom Line. I'm here at Fort McPherson today, the commissary that's going to close, at least scheduled to close, on September the 28th. Time is running out. We'll be talking with several people, all service people, who frequent this place and are very upset with the prospect of it closing. Let's start. What's your name?
Tanya Bass.
All right, and what service were you in?
The Army.
How many years?
Did 23 years.
Okay, now tell me about your experience here.
My experience here has been that this has definitely been a place where I can come and buy my food for my family, save $100 each time I come every month.
And you come once a month?
Once a month.
Now, what would the closing of this facility mean to you? How would it impact you?
Well, it would definitely hit my pocket financially, and then I would not be able to provide as much food for my family. If this commissary closed, then if I were to go to another commissary, I would have to travel to the nearest one about an hour away.
Do you feel that the closing of this has hurt you in any way?
Oh, definitely, because when we came in, there were benefits that was promised to us, and as service members, and they're taking that away from us, so definitely yes.
So you're totally opposed to the closing of it?
Totally opposed to it,
okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. And what is your name?
My name is Alan Tuthill.
Where do you live, Mr. Tuthill?
I live in East Point, Georgia, and I served in the U.S. Army for 20 years.
Okay.
I like the commissary for many reasons. One, I only lived about a little over 2 miles from here, but basically, it's, because it's a real convenience. I can't see having to drive about 2 hours to get groceries. And another thing that upsets me is that with the closing, they completely forget about the active duty that's over at Fort Gillem. And they forget about all the retirees. I don't know what the figure is, but I know there's got to be many thousand retirees in the metro area. And every veteran that gets out with a 100% disability also is allowed to use the commissary privileges. So that really upsets me.
So you think it should stay open?
I hope that it stays open, yes, sir.
Okay, now how would it impact you again if it were to close?
Quite a bit because, like I say, the drive, I don't care to do too much driving. And it's quite a distance to either Warner Robins or Columbus.
How much do you save?
Overall, I save quite a bit of money because I come here usually about once a week. And so we're able to purchase a lot of the items and a lot of the premium brands, if you will. Whereupon, if I had to go to an independent, I wouldn't be able to get the same quality that I buy here.
So you're satisfied with the quality of the food and groceries here as well as the service?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. What is your name?
My name is May Sellers.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. And how long were you in the service and what branch of service?
I was in the service for 28 years,
Which?
the Army,
Okay.
and I was in the Army Nursing Corps.
Okay. And you live here now?
Yes, I live here since
All right,
'07,
Since '07?
Yes.
How often do you shop here?
twice a month.
Okay. And how would the closing of it impact you?
It would definitely impact me in my pocket because things here is much cheaper than going to the regular stores.
Now you were telling me earlier about a promise you felt.
Yes, when we came into the service, we're not asking for handouts. It's a promise from the DOD. They promise us all of these benefits, and they're taking them away. And they promised that Dobbs was going to give us millions of dollars for a commissary. That didn't fall through. I am a fighter, and if this commissary closed on the 28th, Congressman will be hearing from me because I'm going to keep in contact with Washington, D.C. and everything. I am a vet, and also my husband is a vet, and they should keep their promise.
Thank you. You want to add something else?
No, wrap it up.
Okay. Well, you've heard what people have to say about the closing here. The fight's on, and the schedule to close on the 28th. They're very passionate about what they're doing. They believe in this commissary. They've enjoyed it for years. They feel that they have sacrificed for this country, that we enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy because of their service. And this is just a simple thing, a small thing that we can do for them to show them how much we appreciate what they did for us. So, thank you again. Rob's Review, The Bottom Line. Welcome back to Rob's Review, The Bottom Line. As you've heard, the Fort McPherson Commissary will be closing this weekend. This facility serves thousands of military personnel, retirees, and their families. Closing this commissary will create a significant hardship for thousands of military personnel. It means that many of them will have to travel several hours to another commissary to buy groceries and other supplies. These men and women have honorably served our country and have provided us with the freedoms that we cherish today. So I strongly urge you to contact our representatives in Congress and ask them to do whatever they can to keep the commissary open at Fort McPherson. Here's their contact information for their Atlanta offices and their websites. That's my bottom line. What's yours? Now contact our District 2 office via email or phone. You can also check this program again anytime by visiting us on YouTube/Fulton Government TV. That wraps up our time for this edition of Rob's Review. I'm Fulton County Commissioner Rob Pitts. Thanks for watching.